Listen. Now I have to speak and you have to just listen me once. Then after we will continue with the question answer part. Clear? We have to discuss languages and translators of computer in this chapter, and in this sequence we have to go to understand that you are already know the computer cannot able to understand a language which we are interpreted, like which we are discussing. Suppose that we are discussing in Hindi, English, or any type of German, French, whatever the language we are using, computer cannot be able to understand, as it is a machine. So it is only understand the machine code which is in the form of 0 and 1. Clear? Which is in the form of 0 and 1. Once we are going in the learning of computer languages, we have to understand, if we want to discuss like if we want to interpret our language to computer, then we have to give our language, we have to translate our language in some other program. Clear? So in this reference we are using various type of translator like compiler, interpreter and translator programs. Okay, that it is also called assembler, which is used for high level languages, which is used for uh, which is used for interpret the machine code to computer to understand. Clear? uh, in this sequence we have several generations. In your book it is given only 4 generation, but now I have to introduce the 5th one also. It will not come in your question, but it may be asked by someone. Clear? First generation, which is known as machine language generation. The second generation, it is known as assembly language generation. The third generation known as low level language generation, and the fourth generation language is high level language generation. Yes. In the 5th generation, we are working with the artificial intelligence language, where you are using Google Assistant, you are using Alexa, you are using various type of various type of assistants, which is used for interpret our, which is used for listening our languages and interpret the result accordingly. Okay. So in the very first generation language, as you have learned, in the first generation language, as you have learned, it is known as machine language, and in this condition, we have to use the only machine codes, and in this situation we have to write the whole computer program in only 0 and 1 part. Clear? The whole computer program will be written in the binary numbers, and it will be interpreted by the machine with the binary language. Clear? So it is also referred as the native language of computer. Binary language is also referred as the native language of computer. Clear? And it is the first generation programming. That's why it is called native generation. Clear? In this sequence, we have to understand the second generation language also. The second generation language is also called, also belong the same category of low level programming. Clear? Whenever we are going with a low level programming language, the second generation language basically used assembly languages. Clear? And this concept is used for many codes for writing the programs. Clear? We have to use some many codes for write the program. In the assembly language, we have to use some symbolic name for present our information or present our instruction to machine. Okay? The same sequence going on, and we have to move for third generation language. Third generation language is known as low level programming language. Basically, in this language, in this time, it is after first and second generation. So Algol, COBOL, like these type of languages are using, and they are just considering they are very similar with the today's high level language program, but they have no like opting to understand the same thing. So it is called low level language programs. Clear? Here?
Yes.
In the fourth generation language, it is known high level language programming, and high level language programming, it is also known very high level language programming sometimes. But in this programming language, we have to write the codes in our language, and machine will interpret with the help of translator to machine, and then after, once the machine will produce the result, it will also interpret it to our to our code, like our languages. Clear? Whatever the language we are using. Suppose that if we are using any type of programming language, it will, like high level language programming is very similar to English language, so it is very easy to understand, and every person can understand, and every person can use it. Clear? If you are well aware about English, you can also use the high level language program, which is also known as fourth generation language program. In the last, we have to understand the fifth generation language. Clear? In the fifth generation language, it is also known as artificial intelligence language. In this language, we are just focusing on constraint program. Constraint program, basically, it is a major like field where we are discussing right now. Clear? If we are going with the regular programming, if we are going with like speech recognition, like face recognition, so these are the fifth generation language program. These are work with the fifth generation language programming. Okay? The major field of which field the fifth generation language programming is employed is artificial intelligence or artificial neural networks. Basically, whenever we are going with the face recognition, what happens? It will recognize the face by our structure. It will also go with the thumb impressions. Na? We are using AI for just putting the thumb impressions. We are using voice lock for as the voice speech recognition. Clear? We are using various type of assistant which is used for producing our work or working with the mobile phone or working with the computer. So these things you have to understand. Clear? Clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now we have to understand what are the languages processor and why we have to use this. As I have earlier said, you have to use language processor because you have to we have to give our codes in the binary to computer because computer cannot be able to understand. So we have to use some. If we are writing our program in high level language programming and we are using any type of machine code or language processor, then it will be translated into machine code for understanding of the computer. Clear? And then after, once the computer will process it and then it will be give our output to us, then it will also use the language processor for producing our result on the screen, or you can say on the output. Clear? So there are
Yes, sir.
three type of language processors. First is assembler, the second is compiler, and the third is interpreter. Clear? Assembler, as you know, it is it is used for translate the program which is written in assembly language, and it will convert the assembly language to machine code. Basically, it is the source code that is known as assembly language, and assembler makes it to convert into the object code. Clear? Clear, Peter? The source program of input assembler
Yes,
contain the assembly language instructions, and output generated by assembly language is object code, or you can say machine code, and it is understandable by computer. Clear? It is as we know, it is a basically first interface that able to communicate the human with a machine. Clear? If you want to communicate if you want to communicate with the machine, if you want to communicate with your computer, you have to use at least assembler, and it was the first interface. Clear? We need an assembler to fill the gap between human and machine, so that they can communicate with each other. If we want to make a communication with the machine, we have to basically go with this. The second one is compiler. Compiler is also compiler is also a translator processor. Okay, it will read the complete source program into which is written in high level languages, and whole program translate into the equivalent program with the machine languages. Clear? First of all, it will read the source code which is written in high level language program, and then after it will convert into the object code which is known as machine language program, and after processing it will again convert the same program to high level language so we can understand easily. Clear? Like you must have heard about programming related C++, Java and all. Now these days Python is also a very famous programming language, so we can go with that. The next is interpreter. Clear? And it is the last concept that you have to understand. The interpreter, basically it is translate a single statement of the source program, and machine code is done. Basically it will convert the source program, or you can say high level language program, by executable machine language program. Clear? And once a line will be translated, it will move for the next line, and the loop will continue and till the whole program will be ended. Clear? If the interpreter is using a program and the error in the statement, then it will stop processing and it will display a error message on your screen. Clear? And once you will remove the error, then only it can be execute the next instruction, otherwise it will stop and it will not convert object to machine.